Well, there's a signature riff if I ever heard one. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Bad to the Bone, 1982, from the album of the same name. And George Thorogood borrowed this. I mean, this is a riff that dates back to Muddy Waters, Johnny Guitar Watson, Chuck Berry. Many great guitarists have used a similar riff that George got this riff from to create Bad to the Bone. The song was used in Terminator 2 Judgment Day in the bar scene in that film. Bad to the Bone. Here's George Thorogood and the Destroyers. All right, Bad to the Bone. Let's talk a little bit about sound first. You want this extremely overdriven. I have a pickup selector on bridge pickup for this particular song. I think it just matches up with what George Thorogood is playing best on this. As far as chords go, there are essentially 3 chords in the song. They're kind of disguised as riffs rather than chords, but let's talk about what chords they actually are. The first chord you're actually playing in this song is an open G chord. However, you're not playing all 6 notes in that G. You're not playing the low G, the B, or the high G. You're playing the 3 open strings in the G chord. And so when you're strumming, you're picking just the 4, 3, 2 strings. And that's true of these other 2 chords that are in that. And they are... So what I'm essentially doing there is playing an open A chord, which is covering 4, 3, and 2 with 1 finger. But I'm using the 3rd finger, and I'm playing that, moving that formation up to the 5th fret. And then using the 1st finger, same thing on the 3rd fret. And those chords, those 2 chords, this one on the 5th fret and this one on the 3rd fret, are effectively a C chord and a B flat chord. So the riff becomes G, G, C, G, B flat, G. Okay? And the only trick to know about that, as you're using, again, I'm using 3rd finger, 1st finger for those 2 bar positions, is you're pulling a little bit on the B flat formation there. Here, pull. Not a ton, just a little bit, subtle. You can see the strings pull down there. Okay, that's the opening riff. And let's move on to talk about how you can, even without being a slide player and using a slide, how we can create that impression of slide guitar, even though we're not using a slide. And also the timing of the intro and the feel for the song. And then getting into that feel for the song as well in G. Okay, let's move on. Alrighty, let's talk about the timing of the intro in the original version. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play that opening riff, and then I'm going to count 7 counts. I'll count them out loud. And then on the 8th count, I'm going to do it again. Then I'm going to count 2, 3, and do it again. There's going to be 3 counts between the next 4 riffs. So it's like this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. So you notice I let the last one ring. Let's talk about the technique used to kill these riffs. And that's just as simple as me pushing down with the heel of my hand on the strings. Okay, and on the last one, I just let them ring, no heel there, because now we're heading into that mock slide part. Again, so the timing is, we'll do that one more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay, now let's figure out what we can do to recreate some slide guitar. All right, after that intro sequence that we just learned, there are 4 little slide bits that take us into the start of the verse, the actual vocal in the song. And the first one's like this. It goes, it's just a quick slide, and what we're doing here is the same formation, those 3 notes, but we're on the 12th fret now. And we just slide it down. That's the first one. The second one goes like this, and it's and all you're doing there is the opposite of what we just did. We slid down like that. This time we're sliding up all the way up to the 12th fret and really vibrating that when we get there. So again, you can see I'm pulling on the guitar there because I'm working at vibrating that. Okay, the third one, and all I'm doing there is, this time I'm using my first finger to slide up, and the reason is I want to have my pinky or my third finger available. And all I'm really doing there is on the second string, I'm barred on the 12th fret here, but on the second string, I'm playing the 15th fret. So, okay. Sort of playing that, just playing around with that a little bit. That's in essence what he's doing there. And that's the third one. And the fourth one is the same as the second one. And then we're into, on the day I was born, we're into the song at that point. Okay, so just to review again, the first one is, those are the 4 that take us into the story part of the song. All right, let's talk about what we're going to play during verses. We need to play along with a groove here, and keep in mind that we're coming out of this. So what I'm doing there, see how I'm grabbing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a G5 chord, okay? So we've got pointer finger on the G note of the 6th string, pinky finger on the D note, the 5th fret of the A string. And that's just, we're going to ride along in that groove on that G5 chord. And all I'm doing there is this, that's the same riff, except notice now it's not da 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 da, it's just the day I was born, like that. Now, when we get to the point in the lyric where it says she could tell right away that I was bad to the bone, she could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Now, when we get to that, that's our cue to go back into that really distinct intro chop. The lyric bad to the bone gets us back into that. Okay, that's what we're going to do during the verses. Okay, we're ready for a playthrough. So what we're going to do is we'll do the intro, we'll do a verse, get into that chorus, bad to the bone chorus, and then back in and do a second verse and a second chorus. I think we'll do 2 verses, 2 choruses. Here we go.
On the day I was born, and us all gathered round, and they gazed in wide wonder at the joy they had found. The head nurse spoke up, said, "Leave this one alone." She could tell right away that I was bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad to the bone. I broke 1,000 hearts before I met you. I'll break 1,000 more, baby, before I am through. I wanna be your pretty baby, yours and yours alone. I'm here to tell you, honey, that I'm bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad to the bone. Bad. Bad to the bone.
Okay, fine-tuning on Bad to the Bone. Well, my fine-tuning tip is to play around with this pseudo slide work. Get up on that 12th fret, vibrate and pick and play around. You can even go to the 15th. There's one that's done right down here. And that's just doing that little slam or that pull and A chord on the B flat formation, so on the 3rd fret. That one, and then you've got, of course, you've got that player. He just plays around a lot. So have a lot of fun with that. Fool around with this slide right here. I'm using the right finger for that, aren't I? That's the slide you want to be playing around with. And actually, any of these slides will do. If you don't want to pick up a slide and learn how to play slide guitar. You want to do it with us this way, have fun with it. There you go, George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Bad to the bone. We'll see you next time on songmentor.com.